Alright, what's up guys? JR here. It is Tuesday, April the 28th, 2020. And yeah, let's see what we can do. For those of you all that are new, my name's JR. I've been trading with Max style of price action for about 4.5 years. Since January of 2016, and I make videos basically just describing the trades that I'm taking, my thought process throughout it, what I'm looking for. And yeah, so if you guys are into that kind of thing, feel free to check out my channel. I have a lot of older videos that you can look at, and I'm planning on churning out a few more videos within the next couple of weeks. So the goal for today is 2 trades. So far we're looking like we're in a pretty strong uptrend. This is too steep, of course, but we have what appears to be a bit of a spike in channel. I haven't drawn it yet, but yeah, there's that right there. There's a nice higher low right there. I missed that one. But yeah, we'll see what the day has to offer. The goal is 2 trades. If we can get 3, that'll also be nice. But yeah, so I'm going to go to pause until I see something that I like. Alright, there's a failed second entry short right here. I'm not really interested in that. I drew this trend line off these first couple swings. Initially I had it tighter right there, then we overshot it and continued going down. I dragged my line down to there and we bounced, so we're coming off the midline possibly in the EMA, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going short here, and I'm also not going to go long there either. There's a lot of overlap and I'm not completely sure exactly where we're going. Right now I'm thinking we're coming at least back up to here to test this area of support. You know, we broke out of it pretty strongly. It never came back to test it. As for this trend down, we pushed straight through the EMA, bounced off the EMA. So we'll really just have to see. This is kind of, I don't want to say no man's land, but this is kind of no man's land right now. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so it's been about an hour since the market opened. I haven't taken anything yet or seen anything that I really liked. There was this higher low right as the market was opening. I was trying to get the recording going, so I was unable to take that. We dropped down, kind of chopped around. Second entry right here, that's a doji, and I was still kind of looking for maybe a retest of these highs. Sold off. Higher low right there, that might be something you want to consider. We're pretty far away from the EMA. It's a good bit away, and it's a nice higher low. Sideways right here, pushed on down. No way to enter this. My signal bar is not good. There's a second entry right here. I personally don't like it. It's pretty sideways. I mean, you might have had enough. I think you did have enough room to get out before these lows, but I'm looking for good trades. I'm looking for the best trades, so we'll continue to be patient, but it's been an hour, so we'll continue to exercise patience and see if we can get something good. Alright, so it's been about another 30 minutes. Still haven't taken anything yet. There was a second entry short right here. I had this trend line drawn off of these 3 swings after we got an overshoot of this, so we bounced off that, and I was a little skeptical of it. These are the kinds of days that I don't particularly care for too much, when it's kind of hard to get the right line on there. Obviously this is a range, but I haven't really had any good signal bars, and I can't really get a good line on there that I can trust. So I guess this is a good demonstration in patience for those of you all that are newer. I've been sitting down here since the market opened at 9:30, which is about an hour and a half ago, and I haven't taken anything. So this is normal in trading sometimes. You know, you have to be able to sit down and not force a trade, because that's typically that doesn't end up too well. And you have to be okay with watching things move, watching all this movement with the market go without you taking anything. I mean, yeah, that's not ideal. You would like to get setups throughout that, but you know, that's not always going to happen. And the times that you don't get your opportunity, you know, you don't let it get to you. So hopefully this will be a good example, but I'm just going to go back to pause until I get something. The goal is 2 trades for today. If I can get 1, that'll be cool. But yeah, we'll just see how things go. But yeah. Alright, so this is what I have right now. Looks like it makes some sense, but pretty much is a range. I had this trend line drawn here initially, and then these were the lows. I had the midline in there, so once we overshot it, I just went ahead and took the distance and then extended it down to there. I don't think this really matters too much. It's just on there, but I don't really think that matters. I think what matters are these steep drops with these short-term trends. They're just so steep it makes it hard to get a bigger trend line on there. So you probably want to go with the short-term approach, but we just came off the lows. We'll see if we make an attempt to come back down and retest them. If we do that, then I'll look for a short, but we're buying. I mean, they're going long from what I can see. So typically the rules tell you when you come off the lows, you're expecting to go back up to the highs. So we'll just have to see what happens. All right, so there's a second entry short right here. We went out the bottom, and if we go out the top, I have a stop waiting right there. We might not. We might get another leg down, but if this does turn out to be an instant trap, I want to go ahead and take that. The target is 1 point, which is going to be right at the closes. So we'll see how this bar closes. But we have a bit of a double bottom right there and then a higher low. It won't surprise me if we do come back down here to test these lows just because everything was so bearish. So we came 1 tick away from touching that. Let's see. All right, I'm just going to go to pause in the meantime. All right, so we just got ticked in. Stop needs to go a few ticks lower. It's a pretty decent sized stop. But, yeah, we'll see. Let me go ahead and mark this trade. It's a little bit risky because it's close to these highs, but I like the fact that that's a good trap. It's an instant trap. The second entry short right into the EMA. Went 1 or 2 ticks lower, turned around and instantly reversed. So that's a nice strong bullish bar. So we'll see what happens. We do need a retest for this high, but I also won't be surprised if we come back down here to retest these lows. So I'm just going to pause it in the meantime so this video doesn't get too long. All right, we came 1 tick away from first target. All right, we blasted straight through that. Go ahead and move my stop up to break even +1. I believe this second target is, I think that's 4 points. Yeah, that's 4 points away. So we just got 1 point off 2 contracts right there. And we'll see if this runner continues going higher. It's a pretty nice trade. It was a bit close to these highs, but I like that because you definitely know you have them trapped right there. And the runner's working out pretty good too. Probably could look for a measured move, but I don't want to be too greedy on this. And as you can see, we touched it and now we're bouncing back. It's looking pretty healthy though. Yeah, it's maybe a few points away. I'm just going to pause it and then I'll come back. All right, we're touching the target. Another thing I can recommend if you're ever watching a long video or something that you just kind of want to get through faster, what I personally do is I adjust the playback speed. So usually I watch most of my videos on like 1.5 or ×2 depending on how quickly I'm trying to get through it. So if this video gets too long, I'd recommend doing that. I don't think it's going to be that long though, but that's just a helpful hint, you know, for life in general, depending on what you guys are watching. If you know you want to get through it quicker. Let me tighten this stop to 1 tick beneath that bar. Because now we have 3 bars stacked up. We touched it 3 times, so hopefully we'll just pop through it. But yeah, let's go back to pause. All right, so I'm going to tighten it 1 tick beneath this bar. So it's the 4th touch right there. All right, this thing is having some trouble. We've tapped off of it so many times. I feel like if we touch it again, I should get filled, but we just need 1 more tick. Alright, so we just got filled on that. So that was 2 points off the initial scalp and then another 4 points off the additional contract. So that's 6 points in total. It took us 2 hours before we finally took our first trade. And I'm going to look for one more and then I'll call it a day. Alright, so there's a second entry short right here that's pretty tempting. I think I missed it. Yeah, it's looking like I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. That's a nice trade. I think we're going to take out this low. Yeah, that would have been a nice one. Okay, that sucks. Let's go ahead and mark that. That's a nice trade. Alright. Alright, so we just came back down here to retest these lows, which isn't to be unexpected. So we'll see what happens from here. There's a second entry long right there. The signal bar is terrible. There's kind of like there's a bit of support right there, so that serves as a failed breakout as well. Not sure if we're actually going to continue going higher or if we're going to continue going lower. This move down was really bearish, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do continue going lower. But then again, it won't surprise me if these lows do end up holding, so we'll just have to see. I'm going to sit here for maybe another 40 or 45 minutes, but I do have to go a little bit after 1 o'clock, so hopefully we can get something before that. And yeah, make it a 2-trade day. Alright, so this is second entry short right here that's looking like it's about to fail. My instincts are telling me this is going to go higher. I don't really like this setup though, but just based off the way this structure is looking, it's kind of looking like it's going to go higher to me. But I'm going to wait for something cleaner just to play it safe. We already got 6 points off this, so I'm not looking to really force anything. So we'll see what happens. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here because I don't really see any opportunity arising in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and I have some things I need to take care of. But just a brief recap of the trades I took today. I'm not going to go over the whole day. Pretty much it was a range day, some strong moves down. Mac will cover that in his video, so I'm just going to talk about my trades. Pretty much, this is a nice failed second entry short. We came off the lows for the range. We had one leg up, a second leg up. There was a short-term trend working higher. Let me put that on there. Short-term trend working higher. So you'd expect to get a retest for that. And as you can see, we have a double bottom right there with the higher low. So that's one kind of sign that you probably shouldn't be looking for a short. Then we have a first entry right there, a pullback, a second entry right there. We ticked one tick lower, turned around, and instantly reversed. Nice, strong bullish bar. That was good for, I think I made 6 points on that. And then we have a 2-leg correction back to the EMA right here. Nice bearish bar, good second entry short. I was a little bit too slow on that one. And then yeah, there was a second entry long down here. My signal bar wasn't good. Higher low right there. Failed second entry short. I wasn't really feeling this one because we were kind of stacked up and it was right back up into the EMA. And then we broke through this support, and typically sometimes that can turn into resistance, so I passed on that one. There was a failed break lower right here out of this little congestion area. It was also a breakout pullback to retest this, plus the support, and then there's a higher low right there, but that's right back up into resistance. So that's pretty much it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I would have liked to have gotten 2 trades for you, but there were some pretty good lessons in here. This is a pretty good demonstration of a solid trap. I also didn't take my first trade until I think that was around about 11:30, so that's 2 hours of just kind of sitting. Good movement through here. It's just my bars didn't really give me much opportunity. The only real setup that I see for myself throughout here, there was a higher low right there. I missed that one. Second entry right there. Signal bar is not good. You might have considered that one. You can treat that like a failed second entry short. So not failed second entry short, failed second entry long. So as you notice, these highs are getting lower each time, and then you have a first entry right here. And then when we don't break higher on this bar, once we break higher on that one, there's a second entry. So you can treat that like a failed second entry long and go short there if you'd like. I don't know how I feel about that because I was still thinking we were probably going to get a retest for this. Good move down, kind of choppy right here. You don't want to take that. That would have failed. Failed break lower right there, and then I don't have a setup for that. We just kind of drop. Then you get a first entry right there, second entry right there. I had my lines drawn a little bit differently initially, so my thought process was we had just come off the lows. It's a little bit risky to me, but it ended up working in the end. You break out the top, you pull back, bust straight out the bottom. That's a 2-leg correction. We didn't quite make it back to the EMA, but there's some resistance right there, so you can see that. Congestion, failed break, pull back, retest it. Second entry short right there. I can't see if that went out the top first or what. No, it's just matching highs, but there's a second entry. I'm not really a fan of that. My bars just didn't really cooperate today, but that happens. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to drag this video out too long. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you're new, if you like the content, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll probably make another video. I'm not sure if it's going to be this week. If not this week, definitely next week. We just have to see what happens. But yeah, hopefully you guys were able to take something from this and learn some stuff. But yeah, this is JR, and I'll see you next time.